To find floor receptacles with metal lids, consider options from Leviton. Leviton offers a series of floor receptacles with metal lids, including duplex models. One option is part number 5188 T, which is a duplex receptacle with a metal top that is recessed. Another Leviton option is part number 5189 T, which is a duplex receptacle with a metal top that is flush. Hubbell has a line of floor receptacles with metal covers, but the duplex options only have screw-on caps. An example of a Hubbell receptacle is part number 502AL, which is a duplex receptacle with an aluminum cover and screw-on caps. For flip-top covers for receptacles, consider products from Bryant Electric. Bryant Electric offers flip-top covers for receptacles. One option is part number 3200, which is a single receptacle. Another option is part number 3202, which is a duplex receptacle. Leviton also produces flip-top covers. One option is part number 1202, which is a single receptacle. Another option is part number 1204, which is a duplex receptacle. To install floor receptacles in wood floors, you will need a specialty box designed for this purpose. Arlington Industries offers a series of floor boxes that are suitable for use in wood floors. One option is part number F-bone, which is a single receptacle. Another option is part number FB2, which is a duplex receptacle. These boxes have mounting flanges that allow them to be secured to the wood flooring. For a duplex floor receptacle with a metal lid and flip-top covers for a performance stage setting, consider the following combination. Firstly, Leviton part number 5188 T, a duplex floor receptacle with metal top. Secondly, Bryant Electric part number 3202, a flip-top cover for duplex receptacle. And thirdly, Arlington Industries part number FB2, a floor box for wood flooring. To elaborate on the selection of floor receptacles, several factors influence the appropriate choice for a performance stage setting. These considerations extend beyond simply finding a duplex receptacle with a metal lid and flip-top covers. Firstly, consider the environment of a performance stage. Stages often experience heavy foot traffic, the movement of equipment, and potential impacts. Therefore, the durability of the floor receptacle is paramount. Metal lids are preferable to plastic due to their increased resistance to physical damage. The gauge and type of metal used in a lid construction influence its ability to withstand impacts and wear. Stainless steel or heavy-duty aluminum alloys offer enhanced durability compared to thinner or less robust materials. Secondly, the flip-top cover mechanism should be robust and reliable. Frequent use of the receptacle during performances necessitates a cover that opens and closes smoothly without jamming or breaking. The hinge design and the material used for the hinge pins are critical factors. Covers with recessed designs may offer better protection against accidental damage from passing equipment or foot traffic. Thirdly, the method of securing the floor box to the wood floor is crucial for safety and stability. Arlington Industries floor boxes, part numbers F-bone and FB2, are specifically designed for wood floor applications and feature mounting flanges. These flanges allow the box to be securely fastened to the subfloor or joists, preventing movement or dislodgement of the receptacle. The use of appropriate screws or fasteners, selected based on the thickness and type of wood flooring, is essential for a secure installation. Fourthly, electrical safety is of utmost importance in a stage setting. A floor receptacle should be installed by a qualified electrician in accordance with all applicable electrical codes and regulations. Proper grounding and wiring techniques are essential to prevent electrical hazards. The receptacle should be rated for the appropriate voltage and amperage to accommodate the electrical loads of the equipment that will be connected to it. Ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection may be required in certain locations, particularly if the stage is subject to moisture or dampness. Fifthly, consider the aesthetic appearance of the floor receptacle. While functionality and durability are paramount, the receptacle should blend in with the stage's overall design and not be visually distracting. Recessed receptacles with flush-mounted covers offer a more streamlined and less obtrusive appearance. The finish of the metal lid, such as brushed aluminum or powder-coated black, can be selected to complement the surrounding flooring. Sixthly, accessibility and ease of use should be considered. The flip-top cover should be easy to open and close even in low light conditions. The receptacle openings should be large enough to accommodate standard electrical plugs without requiring excessive force. The depth of the receptacle box should be sufficient to allow for easy wiring and connection of conductors. Seventhly, compliance with accessibility standards such as the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, may be required in certain venues. ADA standards specify requirements for the accessibility of electrical receptacles, including their height above the floor and the force required to operate them. Check local building codes and regulations to ensure compliance with all applicable accessibility requirements. Eighthly, consider the potential for water or liquid spills on the stage. If the stage is used for performances involving water or other liquids, a watertight or water-resistant floor receptacle may be necessary. These receptacles feature gaskets and seals to prevent water from entering the electrical box and causing a short circuit or other electrical hazard. Ninthly, the ease of maintenance and repair should be considered. The floor receptacle should be designed in such a way that it can be easily accessed for maintenance or repair without requiring extensive disassembly of the stage floor. Removable covers and modular components can simplify maintenance procedures. Tenthly, the overall cost of the floor receptacle, including the receptacle itself, the floor box, the flip-top cover, and the installation labor, should be factored into the decision-making process. While it may be tempting to choose the least expensive option, it is important to consider the long-term costs of maintenance, repair, and potential replacement. Investing in a high-quality, durable floor receptacle that is properly installed can save money in the long run. Finally, consider the specific requirements of the performance stage. Factors such as the type of performances that will be held on the stage, the types of equipment that will be used, and the overall aesthetic of the venue should all be taken into account when selecting a floor receptacle. Consulting with a qualified electrician or stage lighting designer can help to ensure that the chosen receptacle meets all of the necessary requirements. In summary, selecting the appropriate floor receptacle for a performance stage setting involves careful consideration of several factors, including durability, safety, accessibility, aesthetics, and cost. By carefully evaluating these factors and selecting a receptacle that meets all of the necessary requirements, you can ensure a safe, reliable, and aesthetically pleasing electrical installation for your stage. Let's delve deeper into the specifications and technical aspects of each component to provide a more comprehensive understanding. Starting with the Leviton part number 5188. T-duplex floor receptacle. It's essential to examine its construction and materials. The metal top is typically made of brass or stainless steel, chosen for their corrosion resistance and durability. The gauge of the metal, usually between 14 and 16 gauge, determines its ability to withstand impacts and wear. The receptacle itself is a standard NEMA 5.15R duplex receptacle, rated for 15 amps at 125 volts. The internal wiring should be rated for at least 20 amps to provide a safety margin. The receptacle should also be listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or Electrical Testing Laboratories, or ETL, to ensure that it meets safety standards. Next, let's analyze the Bryant Electric part number 3202 flip-top cover for duplex receptacle. The cover is typically made of polycarbonate or nylon, chosen for their impact resistance and durability. The hinge mechanism should be robust and designed for frequent use. The cover should also have a latching mechanism to keep it closed when not in use, preventing accidental tripping or damage. The cover should be sized to fit snugly over the Leviton 5188 T receptacle, providing a weather-resistant seal when closed. Finally, let's examine the Arlington Industries part number FB2 floor box for wood flooring. The box is typically made of steel or PVC, chosen for their strength and durability. The box should be sized to accommodate the Leviton 5188 T receptacle and the Bryant Electric 3202 flip-top cover, with enough extra space for wiring and connections. The box should have mounting flanges that allow it to be securely fastened to the wood flooring. The box should also have knockouts for conduit or cable entry, allowing for easy wiring. The depth of the box should be sufficient to allow for easy wiring and connection of conductors. When installing these components, it's essential to follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. Firstly, turn off the power to the circuit at the breaker box. Secondly, carefully cut a hole in the wood flooring to accommodate the Arlington Industries FB2 floor box. Thirdly, attach the floor box to the wood flooring using screws or nails, ensuring that it is securely fastened. Fourthly, run the electrical wiring from the breaker box to the floor box, using conduit or cable as required by local codes. Fifthly, connect the wiring to the Leviton 5188 T receptacle following the manufacturer's instructions. Sixthly, install the Leviton 5188 T receptacle in the floor box, securing it with screws. Seventhly, attach the Bryant Electric 3202 flip-top cover to the receptacle, following the manufacturer's instructions. Finally, turn the power back on at the breaker box and test the receptacle to ensure that it is working properly. In addition to these specific components, there are other factors to consider when selecting and installing floor receptacles in a performance stage setting. Firstly, consider the potential for moisture or liquids on the stage. If the stage is subject to moisture or liquids, a watertight or water-resistant floor receptacle may be necessary. These receptacles feature gaskets and seals to prevent water from entering the electrical box and causing a short circuit or other electrical hazard. Secondly, consider the potential for heavy foot traffic or equipment on the stage. If the stage is subject to heavy foot traffic or equipment, a heavy-duty floor receptacle with a durable metal cover may be necessary. These receptacles are designed to withstand impacts and wear, preventing damage to the receptacle and ensuring reliable performance. Thirdly, consider the aesthetic appearance of the floor receptacle. While functionality and durability are paramount, the receptacle should blend in with the stage's overall design and not be visually distracting. Recessed receptacles with flush-mounted covers offer a more streamlined and less obtrusive appearance. Fourthly, consider the ease of maintenance and repair. The floor receptacle should be designed in such a way that it can be easily accessed for maintenance or repair without requiring extensive disassembly of the stage floor. Removable covers and modular components can simplify maintenance procedures. Finally, consider the overall cost of the floor receptacle, including the receptacle itself, the floor box, the flip-top cover, and the installation labor. While it may be tempting to choose the least expensive option, it is important to consider the long-term costs of maintenance, repair, and potential replacement. Investing in a high-quality, durable floor receptacle that is properly installed can save money in the long run. To further ensure safety and compliance, it's crucial to understand the relevant sections of the National Electrical Code, or NEC. NEC Section 314.27 addresses outlet boxes. This section specifies the requirements for the installation of outlet boxes, including floor boxes. It outlines the types of boxes that are permitted, the methods of securing them to the building structure, and the requirements for grounding and bonding. NEC Section 406.5 covers receptacles in damp or wet locations. This section requires the use of weather-resistant receptacles and covers in locations where they are exposed to moisture or liquids. It also specifies the requirements for ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection in these locations. NEC Section 520 addresses theaters, audience areas of motion picture and television studios, and similar locations. This section includes specific requirements for the installation of electrical equipment in these locations, including floor receptacles. It addresses issues such as the spacing of receptacles, the type of wiring permitted, and the requirements for emergency lighting. In addition to the NEC, local building codes and regulations may also apply to the installation of floor receptacles in a performance stage setting. These codes may specify additional requirements for safety, accessibility, or energy efficiency. It's important to consult with a qualified electrician or building inspector to ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. To summarize, Selecting and installing flow receptacles in a performance stage setting requires careful consideration of several factors, including durability, safety, accessibility, aesthetics, cost, and compliance with applicable codes and regulations. By carefully evaluating these factors and selecting components that meet all of the necessary requirements, you can ensure a safe, reliable, and aesthetically pleasing electrical installation for your stage. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work to ensure safety and compliance.